chicken sandwich. So the key here is you get some chicken breast and you just pound it out into like a nice sort of semi-round kind of, you know how they have that weird shape thing going on? So just pound it, make sure you're covering it to get chicken juices all in your freaking face. You don't necessarily want that. Some people like chicken juice in their face, but I don't recommend it. I used to use it as cologne, bad thing. Then at this point I kind of cut off some of the excess because I was like, what would sort of fit on my bun, but I also wanted it to be obnoxiously sticking out too. And then I made this dredging experience. So I took flour and I took eggs, into both of them, salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, and mix it all together, and you kind of have them separate. And the key here is that if you were to make like a spicy chicken, you can add a ton like hot sauce and cayenne and stuff, but the key here is that we're doing a back and forth experience. Take my chicken, I put a little salt on the chicken, maybe even a little pepper if you want, put it in the flour, coat it real nice, shake off the excess flour, put it in the egg, coat it real nice, shake off the excess egg, put it back into the delicious flour, which isn't delicious until you fry it. More on flour, shake it off, back on egg, and a final on flour. So we're doing 5 dipple experiences. You get your oil to 350 degrees and then just throw that in there and just let it sit on one side. You could do a deep fry. I kind of did like a medium fry. So, you know, halfway through I flip it over. I flipped it a couple times, but it looked insane, like the most insane, crispy, dispy fried chicken love bomb of the heavens of all of earth. So I did that. While that was going on, I made a quick ranch dressing. There's a couple different ways to make ranch. I basically just take some mayo, some salt, some pepper, take some garlic powder, onion powder. You usually use parsley, but I forgot parsley. You can slip that in. Take a little bit of vinegar, mix that together, and then I add some sour cream as well, just to kind of thicken it up a bit. And then you have this delicious ranch that will be great on everything. I also threw some bacon in the oven. Do not crisp the crap out of your bacon and make it all powdery. You want to have a nice meaty bacon, so I just had that going. Once my chicken was done, take it out, pat it dry from the oil, a little bit of salt, and then you build this chicken sandwich. You put on your cheese on the chicken, you get the bun, you get some of that chicken with the cheese experience going on, you get some bacon goes on there, lettuce and tomato, you put that ranch on, and then you have this insane, this is the best thing I think we'll be making today, like at least the sexiest chicken sandwich I've ever seen. Like you could sell this, probably make a lot of money. Take the idea from me, we'll go 50-50. There's no way McDonald's is ever that generous with the chicken. When you make it your own, you can do whatever you want. You can add extra slices of bacon. Chicken bacon ranch. Oh my God. No worries. Too good. One of the very last times that I had fast food, I was at a gig with my band. We were playing in Boston. On the way home, it was like 2 in the morning, and my bass player and I stopped off to have some McDonald's. It was the only thing open. I hadn't had fast food in a while, and I was like, I'm hungry, so I got some. And I honestly felt like I was poisoned. It was horrible. For about the next 5 days, I literally felt like someone had kicked me in the nuts 17 times and like slapped the crap out of me in my stomach. I just felt like I was dying. So I realized that even though I had this even though I was better at cooking food for myself and making it, I still had a bit of an obsession with fast food and still sometimes craved it. So I had to start thinking about the mental side of this. Now maybe you're understanding that you can cook the food for yourself and yeah, it's fresher, but there's still an addiction that's going on in your head. Every time you walk by, you see those golden arches, you're like, oh, I need it, I need it. So I'm gonna try something really quick with you guys. If you want, you can just close your eyes. And this is a visualization technique that I discovered and kind of figured out. It's basically eating with your eyes. So what it does is it allows you to think about the process. I'm gonna play this for you guys, just very lightly. And I want you to think about eating whatever fast food that you love. Is it a Big Mac? Is it a junior bacon cheeseburger? Whatever it is, just think about it. Think about yourself eating it, enjoying it. Imagine that enjoying experience, which lasts about 5 or 10 minutes. But then, think about how you feel after. Become really aware and present to how you feel. That's what I noticed. I felt so bad after that I was reminding myself in these little sort of like closed-eye meditations that it wasn't worth it, Because if I'm eating something for 5 minutes and feeling good, but then the rest of the day I'm gonna feel sick, it's really not worth it. So what you do is you kind of visualize yourself going through this process. Okay, I'm eating it, having a fun time, but then the rest of the day is ruined. And every time I would go and have a craving for McDonald's or fast food, I would think about that feeling and think about, is it worth it? is it really worth it to have 5 or 10 minutes of pleasurable eating experience to not feel well the rest of the day or have stomach problems or whatever it might be? I had horrible heartburn. So that reminded me. So now I'm at the point where I walk by McDonald's and I don't even have to think about it. I just know like that's not for me. I don't have any craving or interest. But it took me many years to get over that. And sort of going through that visualization really helped. So the final thing I'm going to make for you guys, which maybe you'd normally make at the beginning of the day, is breakfast. And breakfast in general is one of the first things that I ever learned how to make. So when I went to tackle the McDonald's breakfast, it was really fun, but there were a couple little things I had to figure out. So let's get after it. I'm using an English muffin. I actually bought an English muffin breakfast sandwich because I couldn't find English muffins at the store that I went to, ironically. And so I took all that stuff off, but I had a little sausage patty. So if you want to make your own sausage, you can buy like the Jimmy Dean stuff, but I like to make my own. Just take some ground pork, use some either brown sugar, I use maple syrup in there. You can do some salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder. There's other spices you can throw in, but kind of get it to your liking. And if you want, you could fry up just a little piece or microwave it just to get a sense of the flavor. But then I make that into like a little burger and kind of let that chill for a little bit. We're gonna eventually fry that up. But I want to make the hash brown. So hash brown's super simple. I did a parody video of a Sam Smith song singing how to make hash browns, which you can click the link below and find that as well. But all you do, you peel a potato and then you shred it up. And I have this potato in water. So it's shredded potato, just like a russet potato, just in a bath of water, swimming, chilling, having fun, doing its thing, having a good time. Let it soak for like 10-15 minutes and then strain out all the water really well. It's dry. Add a bit of salt, and then I made this sort of tinfoil like hash brown thing. There's different ways to do it. You could probably freeze them and then deep fry them, but I like this way. It's really simple. So you kind of roll up your tinfoil, make it into a thing. Make sure you spray it super well or it will get stuck and you'll be very upset. And you get your pan on medium high, throw in a little extra oil, and then just kind of pack in a bunch of that potato. And then all you're doing now, you can add some salt at the top, but you're just cooking on both sides. And cook it until it feels like on one side is nice and formed. Flip it over, cook it more, and then you can peel off that tin foil and keep cooking it. Like I said, if you want it to be like super McDonald's, you would of course drop it in a deep fryer and that would be delicious. But for me, we've had enough deep fried stuff. I'm just kind of chilling on this experience. Once that's going, I kind of fried up the patty next to it, the sausage patty. Let that fry on both sides. It kind of blends with the potato experience, which is nice. You get the hash brown with a little bit of that pork fat. Then you get that all out. Now for the egg, you can either make a ring mold out of tin foil or you can use like a big mason jar cap. Super simple. Again, make sure you spray it or you will be slapping yourself in the face. Crack an egg in there and then take like a chopstick or something and just kind of carefully mix it up. If you're not careful, the egg will spill out on the side, but it's not the end of the world. It still tastes like egg. But you do that, cook it on one side for a while. You can even cover it for a bit. Flip it over to the other side. Cook that just for like 30 seconds. Flip it back over. Peel off the ring mold, and then you have this deliciously beautiful thing. At which point, if you want, you can throw your cheese on, and then we just build our little sandwich and we have fun. We add some of that egg mixture with the cheese and the sausage and the egg McMuffin, which I toasted. You got your hash brown, and you have the complete McDonald's meal. This is the true test, though. Gotta have that ketchup dip. Ketchup to me by itself is only acceptable for breakfast. I've never made this before. I've done the ham, that sausage, that's nice. I hope you guys enjoy these recipes. One thing that's super cool is like you can go and shop these ingredients at a standard local market. You can go to like a high-end market like Whole Foods. It doesn't matter. You can figure out the kind of ratios and different things that you want, but you're making it so much fresher. It's tasting much better. Not only that, but you're getting in the kitchen. So like you're getting excited to cook. You're like, oh, I made a Big Mac. Now the sky is the limit. You have all these fresh ingredients that you can work with. But the other cool thing is you can get funky with it. Once you have all the different ingredients, like I can make a kale salad taste like a Big Mac. You kind of make a version of a Big Mac sauce, toss it together, fry up little like meatballs and make this like salad that's just like basically eating a Big Mac. Or you can make other breakfast sandwiches and kind of switch out and add a burger to it or whatever you want. But you're learning these skills. These are very simple but effective skills in the kitchen that will set you up for the rest of your life. So if you're someone like me who used to not cook, used to love fast food, this is just a bit of my journey to get you excited to actually get in the kitchen, make food for yourself, start taking back your life, taking back your health so you feel better. Because what is the point of eating food that makes you feel like crap after, when you can actually make even more delicious food? Everything we made today is more delicious than McDonald's. And even now when I go to McDonald's, I try to savor stuff. Like I taste, now when I go back, like I taste the chemicals. Like the last time I ate the barbecue sauce to try to get a sense of how it tastes, all I could taste was chemicals. So it's like I'm actually eating real food, my palate's getting better, I'm feeling better, having a great time. Like the video, subscribe if you want, if you don't, that's all good. Do your thing, go flow in life. Peace be with you. Subscribe to my podcast, click the links below. There's all kind of good stuff going on. More Brothers Green to come. Peace out.